Hello everyone, this is Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today's topic is Antarctica. And I titled it Antarctica and a little more because after I was done with the reading, I realized there was a lot more to it. So I'll go ahead with a question. Question is there an ancient civilization on Antarctica? Supposedly Hitler sent people there to search for one, and that may or may not be true. But there are areas on Antarctica that have been shaded out on Google Maps. There must be something significant there if that has been obscured. Did Admiral Byrd discover something significant there? Many suggest it's an urban myth. I believe something significant is there, or the government would not restrict the satellite pictures and physical access. And so I took a moment to pause and really focus on this question. And I got that Hitler did send people to Antarctica for a couple reasons. The first was because he had a strong connection with ETs. He, during, even slightly before his leadership, had some experiences where he either felt he got messages, he felt the connection. It was really intense. He had that type of belief system, and these experiences that he had, it looks like it inspired some either tactical ideas or technological ideas and different advancements that he implemented while he was in his leadership role. And there was a rumor of a pyramid in an ET base located in Antarctica, and he wanted to meet up with the beings on their territory. He wanted to go to them and see it and feel it and see what it was all about. And he also knew that it was a certain amount of time he was going to be driven from where he was, and he was looking for alternate territories. And so that was the first reason that I saw that he went there. The second thing that I got was there were Antarcticas of oddities around Antarctica that hadn't been, I guess, explained, and things about Antarctica that weren't explored, and he wanted to explore these areas to see if there was some possibility of colonizing other areas. He wanted to expand and grow where people supposedly didn't exist or the saturation was very sparse. He wanted something that he could basically control and create from his own point of view. And he wanted to know, could it be colonized? What was the weather like? Were the resources? Could you grow anything there? What would be involved to make that happen? So he went to basically answer those questions, and it was things that he didn't understand. And as I went a little further into the reading, I got that Google had areas shaded out because, and when I did this reading, I could just tell I was going down a path that may be a little unconventional for people. So, just take a breath, hear what I have to say, and just, I guess, go with it. You may resonate with it, or it may sound completely out there, but nonetheless, this is what I got. So I got that it's shaded because I see the Earth is flat, and they can't get access to those areas. Even if they could, Antarctica doesn't look like what they want it to look like. Meaning, when you look at a flat Earth model, and I have a map that I put on the front of the video. Also, I have a map on the blog itself within the posting. When you look at it laid out, you'll see how the continents are positioned. And there's a white ring all around the edge, and that in itself is really Antarctica. It's not this big glob of ice at the southern part of a sphere. It's essentially an ice ring around the whole outer perimeter of this circle. So that's why they have to shade it out, because it really doesn't look the way that they want it to look. And even when we see these images from allegedly space, we truly can't get far enough from Earth in space to get a full scope of a picture. So all of those things are Photoshop and pieced together. Even Google, when Google does Google Earth, it's little pieces that are sectioned together. It's not one clear picture. So I wanted to explain that. And one thing that's interesting, when you really think about the word planet, I've always come from this belief system that the truth is in plain sight. So many things are hidden from us, but yet it's almost like there's this universal law, which I believe that for them to control us, they have to tell us the truth, and we, by hearing the truth and not doing anything about it, or just accepting it for being, it is what it is, allows them to continue on this path of controlling and so forth. So when you look at the word planet, it's actually plane with a T on the end. So in a sense, it's as if that word came into being to describe our earth, and it's telling you what it is. And that came forward again when I did a reading on this, just as a sort of a reinforcer to continue to go down that path. And then when I was focusing in on the government, that they restrict access to this area because they don't want you to know the truth. And Byrd did make a great discovery. He was able to scale the ice wall, which that's the outer ring, and explore beyond it, and he saw the true lands of Antarctica. If the truth was released and people started to believe or ponder it, they would question the other lies. And as soon as doubt's put in motion, people will start losing control. And again, words were coming to me in the breakdown of the word. And when you think about government is control, or govern is control, and ment is mind. So they're telling you what they want you to know and not question it or challenge it. If we did, and we started to ponder everything, I get the whole house of cards would start to tumble. And, things like the real truth of World War I, World War II, who really did 9/11, things Big Pharma is up to, truth behind vaccines, false flag, the list is limitless. I think I've done so many readings on so many vast topics, and it's to the point where nothing really surprises me anymore. A few things surprise me, but it does take a lot. And one thing I wanted to say at the end of this reading, because again, I know this topic is so out there, that in doing readings, and this is by far not the first I've done on Antarctica or the flat earth, and I put some links to those on my blog itself in case you want to explore that a little more. But I just want to share with all of you that the very first time I had this question asked of me, I had a really hard time with it, because when you think about it, we are so programmed and we are so conditioned from the time that we were kids that, the earth is round, and how they used to think people that thought the earth was flat were, kooks. We have globes in every classroom. We have all this stuff, talking about space, all these different things that when someone asked me, it was almost like I accepted that the earth was round as a truth, so it was hard to undo that. It would be like someone saying, what color is the sky? I want you to do a reading on it, when in my mind I know it's blue. It was like hard to separate what I felt was true and an absolute versus setting my bias aside. So it was really hard for me. And I remember having a conversation with my husband, and I said, this is strange. I keep getting it from different angles. I had someone ask me, then I think I had an email, and it was almost like the universe was testing me and said, you're going to do a reading on this. It doesn't matter how challenging or hard it is or not. You're going to approach this topic. And I told my husband, I said, I just don't know how to really let my own thoughts of what feels so true to me go. And he said to me, relax, clear your mind, and just go with it. Approach it like you would any other reading. Just go with it, because this isn't a reading for me to put my fingerprints all over. This is a reading for me to connect to source consciousness or my guides or my higher self and find that truth to relay it to everybody else. It's not for me to, put my fingerprints and stamps all over it. I'm just the medium for which this stuff flows through to relay a message to everybody else. So I told him, I said, okay, I will go with it. I'll see see how this goes. And I did what he said, and I'll be honest, I was completely shocked at the things that I was getting. And then even after the reading, I would have things just come to me randomly. I wouldn't really seek them out. It was as if they were seeking me out to confirm what I read. And some of those are shared in the more detailed readings that I left links to in my blog posting. And just, for example, the UN map is a flat Earth map, and it has the seal around it. So just a lot of oddities that I feel are confirmations that I'm on the right path of thinking to, I guess, share what I'm getting with you and to feel a little more, I guess, clarity in this topic. And that was all I had for this reading. I appreciate you listening and hearing my little ending to it. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so. And if you'd like to further support the blog or my YouTube channel, and actually I have a real video channel too, so I have my stuff in a few places. I would appreciate you visiting my Patreon site and looking at that. And for now, that's all I have. And again, this is Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.